All right, everybody, and welcome to this month's Jobs Project. I'm Alejandro Bruner Solas. I am the program manager for PWN, which stands for People with Narcolepsy for People with Narcolepsy. And so this is a really exciting topic today. Your work values, right? Identifying your top 5 work values. Just before we started recording this, I was just telling the group here how I did this like a couple years ago or so, definitely over a couple years, and I got to do it again to see how much has changed. Especially because during the time I was doing it, I was like a decade in a corporate job, working a lot of hours, a lot of demand, a lot of anxiety, stress. And I remember, identifying some values, right? So, yeah, really, really good stuff here. And just some announcements. One is we're actually opened this part of the jobs project, the workshop. This live workshop, we're opening it up to the general public. So that means anybody that does not have narcolepsy or idiopathic hypersomnia, or even their caretakers. This is just anybody can come join these workshops to get these tips. And like here in the state of Colorado, if you're unemployed, you can actually document this as a work search activity, which gives you credit for when you're filing for unemployment every month to get those benefits. So check it out. If you're someone that's unemployed in your state, see if they offer it. I know they do that here in the state of Colorado. And then another thing I got really excited, and this is the other part of the jobs project, and that is we are moving to a new e-learning system where we'll be providing free e-learning courses through Udemy, which has like 25,000 courses, 500 plus pre-certification courses. That's a really big deal. So we're going to be announcing that, and it's only available to people with narcolepsy or idiopathic hypersomnia, and of course their caretakers. Unfortunately, we can't open it up to everyone because that gets really expensive. But we are covering the cost per user. So we're going to be announcing that a little more here in a couple of weeks. We're hoping to launch this at the beginning of September. And so just a lot to come there. And all right, I will stop talking because we got some good stuff to go over with Sam. All right, Sam, the floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you very much, Alejandro.
You
Appreciate the
bet.
opportunity. Can you guys hear me?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to just open it up for a few minutes and then I will get into the presentation for both. And I see Rachel, who is a warrior. Are you still in the hospital, Rachel?
Yeah,
Wow,
Sam,
you are a troop.
I'm wearing my hospital chic.
Oh my God, you are a
Oh,
trooper.
Rachel.
You are a
I
trooper.
I put one on the front and on the back because it's just too breezy in the back.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
wow, Rachel. Wow. And for everybody out there, Rachel is the co-host. She's actually, she co-hosts with me for Nap Chat. That is our monthly support group call that we have every first Monday of the month. And oh, wow, wow. Like Sam just said, I mean, wow, she is a
Oh,
superstar.
thank you.
Showing up here in her gown in the hospital room. And you've been there since what, Friday?
Yeah.
How are you feeling, by the way?
I think it better. They know it's two different types of antibiotic resistant bacteria.
Uh, well,
Yeah.
we are definitely rooting for
Thank
you,
you.
looking forward to your recovery. So
Oh
good
yeah,
to see
thank
you.
you.
You bet.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been rough, but it's been good in other ways. Like I just sit around and they bring me food and my pills.
That's right.
Rachel, I'm going to tell you, you're a trooper.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to, I'm not sure if I can do it, but if everybody can give me a thumbs up, can you see an eagle or a PPT?
PowerPoint.
You see the PPT?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to run this like today we'll use values as a compass to find more clarity and energy in our work. specifically for this population who suffers with narcolepsy and IH. For some of us, for some of you who are managing, energy is not optional, right? It is a daily challenge. This session is designed with that reality in mind, because to keep you energized, use the time that you are. And this is not just useful for people who are out of work, but also people who are in work, right? And there are some tools and techniques that we will do. And thanks to Alejandro, he's going to share a link that people can go and take that test for free and find out their profiles. And just an FYI, I'm not sure I can see the other people on the call because I blurred my uh, screen to say people only on video to show. But if the other people on the Alejandro, you can keep, and with any questions, please jump in with the questions. And I will answer as much as I can as we are going through it.
Absolutely.
But,
and just so y'all know, I did upload in the chat the work values worksheet for you to, use, hey, share with your friends, your coworkers. It's a great exercise, or do it during like a team meeting, maybe, present it to your boss, or if you're a manager of a team, right? It's really a great exercise.
and this part of the equation, the disconnect, there are multiple words HR uses. Uninterested employee. What are the couple of new words, Alejandro, people have been using? Job abandonment, just doing enough to get by in the job because you're disinterested. Your why work feels off, like either it could be fatigue, misalignment, lack of growth, not being appreciated. And this is in general with every population that you see. Specifically, and there are words that people use, burnout. I'm sure that is happening to few people, but now I've heard this survey, there are not many people who are going to quit the job this year or next year because the job market is tough, right? And I would not advise anybody to quit their jobs, even if they're not completely satisfied, because the job market is really, really tough. One, with all these confusions happening, we don't know where the macroeconomics of it is going. And to boot it, AI has come into play. And we will go through some alignments with AI and what we do and how you can get AI ready. For people with narcolepsy and IH, I'm sure your energy crashes intensifies the disconnect sometimes. Or people, what's that saying that people say? People don't quit the job because of the job, people quit because of the managers, right? Sometimes you don't have a good understanding manager who is empathetic, who understands the situation and gives you that break. There are n number of leadership types that people can work under. Your values equals to your career GPS. What do I mean by that? Anybody want to take a shot at it?
At what again?
Your values equals to your career GPS. That's what. See, a lot of the times people, a job is just a job to get to whatever means. I heard this statistic, somebody saying that 80% of the people in the job are not satisfied because they're not working. I'll be very open and honest with you. I'm one of the lucky few. I'm not making tons of money, but I'm the lucky few that I like what I do, right? And I enjoy it. Only in my 25 years of recruiting career, maybe there are a couple of days that I thought, what the hell am I doing here, right? Otherwise, every day morning I get up, I know that I have to talk to a few new people. I will get to know a few new people, help them with their careers, those type of things. I'm one of those lucky few. Yeah, my wife may not be happy. She's even today. That's why I was texting Alejandro saying that I might be late. Even when we went to meet somebody, she said, yeah, you wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. For that kind of work, you should be making 3 times the money that you make, and you're doing 3 jobs, right? So yeah, but I do like what I do, and my only goal is to help people, so that part of it is taken care. Um, can somebody tell me some of the values that you value the most?
Like
Uh,
honesty.
Honesty, very good.
yeah, yeah. Passion, I guess.
Passion, is
Oh,
that is that a value? Is
I
passion?
mean, it can be, I think, when you have somebody who's, actually passionate about what they're doing, that means that they're
yeah.
they're they're
That's
giving more of their true,
I'll
you
take it for now, but I'll come back to you, Solomon.
integrity.
Yeah, you go.
Integrity.
there you
Yeah,
go.
That is the most important trait for me, and I have people have told me that you think you're again, my integrity may not be somebody else's integrity, but I don't do certain things. Even till date, I don't do it. My boss sometimes get upset about it, but I still don't do some of those things that is expected. Right? Integrity is a big part of who I am. Right? I always tell people I've been working in this industry for 28 years. I don't have a bad reputation. I want to protect it. And why would I? If I wanted to not be having that integrity as a value, I would have started doing and make tons of more money if I started it 25 years ago. Why would I start when I'm ready? I want to go sleep the 3 hours, 4 hours that I go to sleep. Integrity is a good one. What are
fun.
the
What about fun?
fun? Yes, it is a value, but is it truly your value?
It
I
is for
know,
me. I like to have fun. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Fun is
loyalty or devotion. I don't know if those
devotion,
loyalty,
accountability,
yeah,
Accountability is a good
accountability.
one. Yeah.
accountability.
Yeah.
You say what you do and you do it is a big part of that. Um, Innovation,
Yeah.
collaboration. Um, I'm sure a lot of you are innovative and are more artsy in what you do, right? Uh, how many of you have an inkling for art?
I like art. I like music.
So this is something you can use AI for, and there's a couple of prompts that I do. Do my job responsibilities align with what I care about the most? In my thing, like I told you, integrity, accountability, and my ultimate goal. I wanted to become a doctor, but I couldn't. So I'm at least in my way of saying, Alejandro, you might relate to this. In HR, I'm helping people find jobs, their careers, and by doing that, I also not only help that one individual, I'm helping the family of 3 4 5 people, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of the times when I do this webinars, it is not. I'll tell you a story. Maybe I've done that story. In 2008-9, the job market was really really bad, right? I'm not sure how many of you remember it.
Yeah.
Lehman Brothers collapsed. AIG borrowed money from the government, and the job market was really, the financial meltdown was really, there was no guardrails, and it just collapsed, right? And then for some people, the unemployment went for 2 years. They had extended from 6 months to 2 years. That's the only time I think in US history that they have done that, right? Um, and I was talking to somebody in my church group, and that individual asked me, Sam, why don't we start an employment ministry? And we started the employment ministry in a church in 2008 just to bring people in. LinkedIn was very new. People were afraid of technology, but people didn't know how to leverage technology at that point. So we were giving some sessions, how to do resume and do those things. And I still remember very vividly what happened in that one session that we were giving on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We were sitting down, and one person asked me a question, and it still haunts me till date. He said, I've been working in this job for 30 years. I lost my job working for this company after 30 years. And I've been unemployed for 2 years and 4 months now. Right. And I said, oh, and what skill set do you have? And he gave me a skill set which blew my mind because I'm an IT recruiter and I knew that particular skill set. I'm looking for people. I'm looking for somebody to work to fulfill the jobs that I have at Bristol Myers Squibb and other places. So I asked this gentleman, and I immediately, when he stood up and asked me the question, I knew what was the issue with him. Right? I told him, can I invite you for coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, wherever you want, diner? I want to talk to you one-on-one. And he said, no, you can talk to me now. I said, I definitely want to help you. And I know that at least a couple of places I can send your resume to, which I will do. But before I send the resume, I would like to talk to you one-on-one. And that, he said, let's meet at Dunkin' Donuts. And I still remember the address on Dunkin' Donuts, 1075 Eastern Avenue, where I met him. And when I met him, this is the first thing I told him. And sometimes I come from a recruiting standpoint of view, and I will tell you, I'm looking at an applicant and looking at it. What is that? If I'm the person, I'm the recruiter, will I look at this guy's resume? And if that answer is no, then I tell him why I wouldn't look at your resume. And I told him, I won't tell the guy's name, John Doe. And I said, you have a very niche skill set, and I'm surprised you didn't find a job. But I think I know the 3 reasons why you're not getting the job. One, you're very bitter with your old job. You're still carrying your baggage. And when you talk to me, I could still see the anger in you. And you were upset that why did that job go away from me? And I had to train my replacement. And this is what it is. And within the first 2 words that you spoke, I could clearly tell that you were still hanging on to your old girlfriend. She's gone. There's nothing you can do about it. Right? And the second one, and I do not know how to sanitize this. I do not know how to tell you in a better way. I'm just going to apologize if you feel offended. And at that time, there was no hybrid work. There was no remote interview. There was no Zoom interviews. Every interview happened in person, right? The recruiter spoke to you and then told you to come into the office. I said, Mr. John, if you come into my office, even if you're qualified to get the job, I would not give you the job, because I'm an agency recruiter and I'm not sure. One, you're already very angry. And second, if you keep yourself well, when I say keep yourself well, you need to shave, you need to cut your hair. And this is what I would, if you feel that you don't have money, you're struggling, I will pay for those 2 things for you to get cleaned up. And I will send you to 1 or 2 interviews, but I will start calling these places and do it. Lord behold, he got the job in 3 weeks. And till date, and the saddest part of that story is this. He told me this after 4 weeks. He said, Sam, if I had not met you, I would have killed myself, because I was losing my home. My wife was about to leave me. My kids abandoned me, and I had no other hope to do. I just came here as a last shot resort, and I think God works mysteriously. And that day you happened to be there, and you took me aside and brought me coffee and told me the advice that nobody else told me till that day. Right? And that is the one story that keeps me going till today. I might get emotional now, but that is why I do what I do. Alejandro, now you understand the background of why I tell this to all the job seekers. If I can help one person, I've done my job. I don't care if I get a room full of people with 100 people, and if I can help one person to find a job, then that is what I have accomplished what I need to do. And that day, because you don't know what people are going through, right? I was willing to listen to him. I was willing to not embarrass him. Not, I took him to the side. I brought it, and that's where. So that is one of the values, like integrity, accountability, and being true to yourself, right? So if you do this, do my job responsibilities align with what I care about the most? In my case, absolutely yes. Is this position helping me grow or holding me back? These are questions that you always, even when you're employed, happily employed, you still need to ask these questions. Is this position helping me grow or holding me back? What do I really want from my next role or from my current one? And there will be other prompts that I will probably send to Alejandro and he can share with you. Values framework. Example from the worksheet. Alejandro shared the worksheet in the chat, looks like. If you open it, what does that worksheet talk about? Balance, challenge. Do you have the flexibility? Do you have the security? Are you being recognized? There is no right or wrong answers when you fill that sheet in. Just the clarity on what matters to you. And be truthful to yourself, right? Sometimes when I see people take these things, they just, I just want to finish it. Spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Alejandro, how much time did it take you to fill that? Maybe 20 minutes?
Yeah, about a good 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Give it 30 minutes, stay in a calm place, be in your energetic state of mind, and no distractions, and answer those questions, right? It will give you, whether you have balance, you have challenge, you have flexibility, you have security, you have recognition, no right or wrong answers, just clarity on what matters to you the most. And ask, why does this matter to me the most? Right? The purpose of whatever you do. Rank your values 1 to 5, circle your top 5, reflect which one protects your energy and well-being. That's the part where people, I don't think, really do well. And Alejandro, I will promise you, tonight I'm filling this sheet myself.
All right.
And you can, I will send it to all of you. You can publish it wherever you want to publish it.
Okay, it's on. I love it.
Right? That's what I'm going. I know you guys shared your top value. Reflect on how this value connects to the rest rhythm and the support that you are going through for the narcolepsy crowd or the IH people here. And then check for the alignment check. In alignment, what feels purposeful. When you wake up in the morning, you have energy, instead of you saying, oh my God, I have to go reporting to this guy, right? I hate bosses who sends me emails on the weekend. I don't do that. If you anybody who works for me, until and unless it is urgent, and I know that, I always tell my recruiters, we are not emergency room surgeons. You can wait. Yeah, you don't need to answer your phone call every 5 minutes. You can check your emails later. Nowadays, what do you think is the biggest distraction for your to even find your purpose of work, your energy flows? You're drained, unmotivated, and invisible. What do you think are the energy zaps for you guys?
It's how to live up to the expectation, pressure, standards of the establishment that I may be trying to be
Oh,
part
wow.
of,
That's
which
profound.
it's all narcolepsy stuff, you know. It
Yeah,
all
that is profound, right? It is that misalignment, that you don't feel purposeful, you're drained, you might be unmotivated because you have such a big expectations that you think you need to meet, right?
Well, it's not even my expectations, it's their
It is
expectations
their
upon me.
expectation. Yeah,
I know I can do a lot of this stuff, but the flexibility and the pressure can really bring me
uh,
down quick. So it's a very fine line I gotta try to find balance for or
Solomon,
within.
great point. Great point. I will tell you one other personal story. I was a victim, not victim, I was in 9/11, and that completely changed my life. And the way that I started living life from that day on is absolutely mind blowing and life changing for me. I stopped thinking about what people will think about me. I stopped thinking about what am I doing? Am I doing this for me or somebody else? First, I always say, okay, I'm going to do it. This is what it is. I don't care what people say. I don't care what other people do or other people judge me. I don't care. You see how many wigs I have next to me?
Nice.
Yeah. See, you like to have fun. I love it. Ah.
This is my ultimate best one. It's like the blonde hair of a wig.
I think I remember you putting that on in one of
I
the
did. You
earlier.
do remember putting
Oh,
that
that's
on once.
right. You did.
I did. And I also, that day, I also put this red, white, and blue, right? And again, that's only 1/3 of my collection. I always have it next. When the meetings get boring, I take that and wear that and bring some brevity into the situation, right? You don't think about, yeah. And some of my clients nowadays call me just to see me, and they tell me, Sam, we want to see a new wig. They just want to have a meeting to see my wig. I have to meet their expectations now. What other things can people think about?
No, I mean, I really think that, like, with Solomon, really hit it on the head. And I always think too, like, what's also really draining is the excessive competition, within a corporate, like for me in a corporate environment, right? Where, I mean, again, competition can be great, but when it's excessive, to the point where you're siloed, that is draining. I mean, it really is draining. At least, that was something for me. And I can even see it within people without, narcolepsy or an IH. And that's just for me being an HR professional and my, observing all of that. So I think sometimes, we as a society just get too stuck in being competitive and needing to get ahead sooner than later. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So some of the core values, 100, thank you. That those are some of the things. Some of the core values for narcolepsy and IH folks is balance, flexibility, harmony, and security, right? Flexibility is the adjusted hours that you tell your employer and they accept it and say, my highest energy. And I will show you as live examples what you can frame the question or tell that in a different way because um, balance equals to regular breaks and security predictable workload, right? So that um, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to use that in my AI. It's always better to pick 3 to 5 values that you value the most, use them as your lens for every career decision or every job that you're in or anything that you do, right? It's a tool reminder. Works value worksheet that Alejandro shared. If you guys can fill it in a quiet time, I don't want you to look at it from that perspective yet, but that would be something that you can look at. Alejandro, you said you have the link pasted somewhere.
Yeah,
I
I uploaded it to the chat. It's a PDF document.
Okay, let me
oh,
see if it's in the
Do you see
chat.
it? It's
is
it's
it within the Fireflies things?
no, it's
Is that
above it. I'll park it again. I'll put it at the bottom so you guys can see it on it.
okay?
Yeah,
I followed the Firefly link, but that like took me to AI interpreting the meeting.
here we go. It's an attachment.
Yeah, I think when you did it,
There we
if
go.
people joined.
Yeah, people tried exactly.
Now I got it.
There we go. Yeah, no, it's a great worksheet. I mean, yeah, pass it around, share it. Like I said, I mean, it's mind open. It really opens up your mind, and it helps you identify those values.
Nice.
So I'm going to use you used a document, but I'm going to use that document for something else.
Cool. Yeah.
And here is my magic with it. Let me see if I can open it. Where is my AI tool? My AI. I'm using ChatGPT today just for giggles, but you can do this with any other. I'm not sure if anybody thought about these things, right? When you present something like I work best between these hours.
Mm-hmm.
How should you, right? I attach the worksheet. I value integrity and accountability along with constant learning, helping others, and my purpose is to help job seekers find jobs, find meaningful jobs. I'll tell you as a recruiter, one of the words that one of my mentors taught me, and I still have used that book as, right? This is the word which never leaves me. I attended a training 25 years ago, and here is, I'll show you the training book, and then you guys can understand. Can you guys see it?
No, it's blurred out.
Okay, let me take out my blur so that
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
this was in 1989 something. But if you look on the bottom,
Yeah.
I like the third word there, if you can read it. It's this word. It's not clear.
Innovating?
Interviewing.
Interviewing. Okay.
It's not interviewing.
Innovating?
Solomon read it right.
Innovation. Innovating.
Innovating.
No, interviewing.
Interviewing. Okay. Sorry.
Interviewing. It's not interviewing, it's interviewing. Right? And just think about it.
Wow, yeah.
Okay. The twist of words.
Twist of words, but this has a profound meaning to it.
Viewing the inner.
How many of you, and this might change some of your way that you do it, how many of you think an interview is a way for you to get the job?
I feel like it's more of a screening, testing kind of feeling of the waters than necessarily really gauging your actual, you know,
And when you
hands-on
get
skill.
rejected from the job, what do you get from the recruiter or the HR? Alejandro, have you done interviews and you rejected people?
Absolutely.
You did.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about what did you really do when you were finding the people?
Yeah, really, interviewing kind of takes the two things, right? We're looking for, the basic skill sets that you put down in black and white, right? But it's about how you can present yourself. It's about also how you can solve problems, right? So you present a problem, you see how they answer that. You just kind of going through all those lists of things. And then also the big thing, like for me, is there a connection, right? Is there that kind of personal, deep connection that they're going to fit within the culture of the company? You
Okay.
know, so you're kind of really filling all that out.
Great points. Let me ask you a different question.
Hmm.
When you rejected somebody, why did you reject them?
I rejected them again because it could have been maybe they just their skill set when they were in the interview, right? Like they just couldn't articulate, you know, how they solved the problem from a previous employer, things like that, right? Yeah.
But you know, 9 out of 10 times why a candidate gets rejected?
Why is that?
It is funny that people don't think of it. Interview is not a process for you to get the job. Interview is a process for you to be eliminated from a job.
Right? Yeah. That's it.
That's interesting. That's a good way to
Yeah,
put
that's
it.
a good way of putting it.
Think about it. Think
Yeah.
about it. Because interview is asking, do you have the skill sets to do the job? And do they fit the culture? I'm going to use the words that Alejandro just mentioned. Do you have the competency to do the job that you said you were going to do? Do you have the skill sets to do it? And something else he mentioned, do you fit into the culture? And is there a connection between you and me? Right. The connection part, yes, you want to work with people who enjoy. But here is what happens 9 out of 10 times in the interview. Not even 9 out of 10 times, 9.9 times out of the 10 times that you interview with places. They say, oh, Alejandro, you're a great candidate, but you didn't have this one skill set that is important for us to do. Is it really that important in the grand scheme of things when you have 7 or 8 things out of the 10 things that they were asking? Is that not a skill that you can learn?
Right?
Is not that a skill that you have learned all these things? Is that how difficult it is for you to learn that? Right? But I'll give you an IT example. People say, oh, he's good. I'm fine looking for people with Java 13 and this, that, and the others. And sometimes somebody doesn't have 13, but he has 8. And technology changes. Where he's working, he didn't get an opportunity to work at 13. But he's a good programmer. He can answer all your questions. He can do a lot of the good things. But they come back and say, oh, he doesn't have this skill set there. But otherwise, he was a great candidate. And my question always to the hiring manager is this. Do you think it is going to be difficult for him? Is his learning curve short for him to learn this? Or is it long for him? But 9 out of 10 people don't ask that question. Right? It is always interview is not for you to get the job. Interview is to find how to eliminate you. That's where the reality is. If you really look at it, Alejandro, if you go back, you might have done it the right way. I'm not saying it's right, but look at all the other interviews that you gave or you took. There is that nexus point, right? Where you'll say, okay, here, he has gone through that part of it. So here is the course value that we did, integrity. I just gave my own thing there. So it says alignment of your values with your work, integrity, accountability, constant learning, helping others, purpose, recognition. Suggested top 5 would be these things, how to use this in personal branding. When writing your about section on LinkedIn or speaking at workshops, frame your narrative around these core values. Do you when you interview or when you talk to somebody, do you really talk about the core values? People don't do it at all. People don't do it at all. And if you're finding a job, you can morph that into that part of it. And I'll show you the example of how you do it. Interview prep. Tie examples of your work to these values using the STAR methodology, right? STAR stories. I made a difficult decision guided by integrity, even when it wasn't the easiest path. it was easy for me to accept money from a recruiter and just put somebody who's not competent into the job. And my hiring manager would have been happy with that candidate. But I was looking out for, and I didn't want to sacrifice my integrity by taking money from somebody and putting somebody into a job where they may not have done a great job for that particular client. Right? Look at the way that they frame that into your interview prep. So once you fill your form, take the top 5 and also put the role in. You can change your LinkedIn. I'll show you my LinkedIn. You can change career decisions. Use these as a filter. If a role or opportunity doesn't let you help others learn and stay true to your values, it's a red flag. You might, yes, you need a job, you need money, you might take the job, but is it really fulfilling what you need to do? You get into job. I always tell this to people. You need to network when you're in the job, not when you're out of the job. A lot of people make the mistake of not networking at all when they're in the job because they think, oh, I have no time, I have no this. Once they lose a job, they start networking, and then some people are not even responding to them, right? And once you frame some of these core values, and you will see the difference when you interview with an organization, when you interview with an individual, because some of those words resonate with those people because now they see that you are bringing a lot more than competency. You're bringing your true self to the job, which is much more important. And people don't realize it, but somewhere in the back of the head, they make that decision based on their likeness to that person because some core values of those people matched, right? If Alejandro, think about the people that you hired, and you will see that like attracts like, right? And if it's your personality, so invariably, when I look at an organization, when I look at a team, I see the same type of disc personalities within those teams. It's not coincidence. It's not just by luck. You see, HR people, a lot of the people are C personalities. They're very compliant. The job responsibility itself defines those type of people. And when you interview, notice this. And I use a tool called Humantic. And when I look at people that I like, usually they are the same disc type as me. There is somewhere that core value. You may not know it, but that's where you do. Career decisions, right? Do you want me to draft a polished work value statement? Yes. I'm going to change the prompt a little bit. I want to frame my most energetic time as a narcolepsy or IH person, and also address some of the ways that this condition affects my role on the job and what are different and powerful ways to reframe the condition to the employer or hiring manager. Instead of letting the condition define you, define your rhythm for them. My most energetic time is mornings, late evenings. You decide which one it is. And I structure my most demanding work, problem solving, or creative task around that window. Did you address your condition? Did you tell that hiring manager what you're going to be doing? Were you truthful to them? Absolutely. This shows foresight, time management, and accountability. Look at what it, by just using that one line, it showed the foresight that you're addressing an issue right before. You know how to manage your time, and you are accountable. You are telling them what you will do and how you'll do it, and you're honoring your word. You can also add, during my low energy times, I switch to structured or routine tasks that don't require the same intensity, which helps me stay consistently productive. Alejandro, what do you think about that one phrase that changes the equation when you talk to somebody?
Oh, yeah, that's. I wish I could have thought of that. You know, it is great. It's a great way to put it, right? Because it's showing that you've identified when you are most productive, right? And when you can just do these outstanding tasks. But then you've also identified when you can just kind of do more structured routines, right? That is
Yes,
keeping you productive. Because that's the employer wants to hear, are you productive?
that's it.
Right? And so you're
That's
saying, I'm still
exactly
productive. Yeah, I like
exactly
that.
right. I'll tell you, and it doesn't matter if you're suffering from narcolepsy or IH. Even the normal human being who doesn't have the condition has a best time and a worst time.
Yeah.
And people ask, are you a morning person or you evening person? What does that question really mean? That which time are you more productive? Right? Ways the condition can affect your role, frame powerfully. Energy management. I've learned how to strategic about my energy, when to take on high impact work and when to pace myself. Self-awareness, it has forced me to know my body and mind well, which makes me proactive in managing focus and performance. Reliability systems, I built in systems, reminders, workflows, accountability structures so nothing slips regardless of my energy levels. Resilience and empathy, living with this condition has built resilience, and I use that to support teammates who may be facing their own challenges. They may not have narcolepsy, but they have other challenges. Right? I just told you the story of that one person. When you look at him or talk to him, then yeah, people might think he's pissed off at the world. He's that way, right? But there is that. I knew right away that this is why he's not getting a lot of interviews, and even if he get interviews, he's not able to convert it. Reframing for employees and hiring managers. Here are a few powerful reframes you can use in conversation interviews or even in your LinkedIn narratives. From weakness to strength in adaptability, right? Managed narcolepsy, IH has made me adaptive. I know how to prioritize effectively and deliver results even when circumstances aren't ideal. Think about it. Everybody on this call who suffers from it, think about it. You definitely manage and you're more adaptive, right? There is no question about it. From
I,
fatigue, strength. Yeah, go ahead. Somebody had a question.
I was just gonna say, I gotta say that it still is a matter of their having flexibility to bend for you to have that, you know, ideal
Absolutely.
time
And
and whatnot,
absolutely.
which I
But
feel like is part of the whole expectation and stuff I mentioned
absolutely,
that
you're
keeps
right.
me like completely kind of like, well, I'm not really ready to walk into that environment because they don't tend to be very flexible, at least
Correct, correct.
initially.
I agree with that point. But sometimes when you reframe the question from your weakness to the strength and explain it, they sometimes people are not. I told this to Alejandro the other day, or multiple times. I think in my early career, I until until few months back, I did not know what this condition was. I've heard it, never experienced it, never came across anybody who had it. Somewhere in early in my career, I might have fired somebody who was probably suffering from narcolepsy, uh, thinking about it, right? But at that time, I was ignorant. And I'm sure there are a lot of ignorant people in the world, Solomon, right? sometimes, yeah, can you change everybody? No, but at least by you putting this in the right
No,
frame,
yeah, it definitely is a
it
good.
definitely helps,
I
right?
like it. I'm not trying to knock it. I'm just saying I think that
Yeah.
it's more rare than typical that they're gonna necessarily bend the rules. But if they really like you, they can
Yeah,
potentially.
and the second part of it, this is from a recruiter standpoint of view. I'll tell you this. So there are a lot of regular people who put their younger pictures in LinkedIn when they were 20s, right? And because they feel that ageism is a big part of why they're not getting a job, which could be partly true. I'm not saying it's not there, but it could be partly true. But think about that person showing up to my doorstep to interview. I looked at the LinkedIn, I looked at the profile. I remember, and I'm thinking a young person walking into my room, and here is somebody who is 50 years, 55 years old. But my first impression is, why did you lie on the LinkedIn by putting your old picture on? Why didn't you put your real picture? What are you uncomfortable to put your real picture on? If you're lying about that, what else are you lying about? Right? So now there are a lot of unanswered questions that is going through the interviewer's mind that you created, which you didn't have to do. Somebody saw your competency, asked you to come for an interview, right? But once they come in and you showed me this picture, and now here is the reality, and I'm saying, so why were you uncomfortable to show me the reality? Yeah, man, they might be the 4 or 5 people who might have disregarded because of the age. I'm sure it happens. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but here is somebody who genuinely got interested to invite you for an interview, and you show up, and then your picture doesn't match what your profile is here, right? Alejandro, any questions, anything that I didn't answer from anybody else?
Yeah, no, we got like 4 minutes left. Has anybody got any questions around this at all? I mean, this has been really great. Again, it just got me thinking about stuff. I mean, I really like how, again, when you brought the worksheet into ChatGPT, I also loved, and again, I'm going back to the times when I mean, I'm 49 years old. I've been in the workforce for quite a long time. I've had interviews with jobs. I've had a very successful careers in my life. And I'm just thinking about the times I'm like, I could have used the value thing, right? I could have spoke to my values as part of the interview process, or I could have spoke to those my values, in my profile or something like that. I think that's really powerful, especially because again, you know, especially when you get into like big corporations. I don't know about like smaller companies, but like big corporations have core values. You see them plastered all over their walls in their corporate building. They spend millions of dollars on marketing all this. And so, yeah, if you can learn even their values and integrate your values with theirs, right? Do that integration. You get in an interview. You could really speak to that because I do. I mean, my last corporate job, anybody that talked about values, that was a big thing. Like it just always was a big thing to talk about, the company values, and they had a list of them.
Yeah.
So just a tip.
Are you able to see my LinkedIn?
Yes.
So I took something similar, but not the same one. That was not about values. It is about your 32 strengths that you have. It's the Gallup Strength Finder, right? In that, my Strength Finder was I'm very strategic. I'm a relator, and I'm not shy to talking to people. I woo people. I can do that. I'm very positive, and I communicate. Those are my top 5 characteristics in the Gallup poll. And my bottom 5, if I put that, until I did that, I did not know what my top 5 or top bottom. Alejandro, you said something interesting, and let's do that exercise one last time. What would be some of the ideal jobs for me to apply? Currently, I am a recruiter.
Can I ask, or just regarding the values questionnaire sheet thing?
Sure.
Are the values that are put there, are those like, I mean, am I meant to stick to those, or is it like expand beyond that, or is this meant to
You
sort
stick to
of
those. Yeah. We
stick
could,
to those? All right, that's
yeah,
kind of
you
what
kind
I
of see how
figured,
like
but
you have advancement in that cell,
you
and
go
then
through them
you
all and
identify 0 to 5. Yeah, you list
gotcha,
them.
gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
So here's a great way that Alejandro was speaking, and I found out what my 4 or 5 top values are, and I said what would be an ideal career for me, and I'm currently doing recruiting. So it says natural extension of recruiting. This keeps you in the talent space, but move you up on sideways talent acquisition partner, senior recruiter, recruiting candidate experience manager, perfect for your career development and workforce roles, career coach, outplacement specialist, which is what I've noticed recently because I have a lot of people coming to me about their AI. I can say a lot of the outplacement companies, Lee Hecht Harrison, those type of people, they don't do a good job because they get paid from the corporate when somebody is displaced. At Davita and other places, they use the outsourced services,
Mhm.
Alejandro,
Yeah.
but they don't really help the job seekers that much because their job is to, because they got that from Davita or whichever organization, they just do the basic bare minimums, right? And here, it gave me a bunch of roles that I can think about. Disability inclusion, DEI recruiter, program coordinator, independent recruiter, talent consultant, resume writer, LinkedIn coach, outsourced talent advisor for startups, right? And it just, what this can do is just to open your horizons and make you think a little bit more about where it is. And you're so right, Alejandro, when you, if you had this when you were looking for early in the career, you would have been able to incorporate some of these things into that conversation, into applying for the jobs and things like that.
Yeah. No, thanks so much, Sam. Again,
I
it's good
I
stuff.
I see somebody, if they might have a question. I'm not sure if Natalie, if you have a question, if you're this one, you can type it in. I'm not sure if it is. I see Natalie in there, but I didn't see. You can type those questions in, and if you're not, you don't have questions, great. Alejandro, I think I went over 3 minutes.
Nope, that's all good. No, I thank you so much, Sam. This has been a great workshop today. I can't wait to publish the replay of this to really get it out there. Hopefully, people can take the worksheet. Again, like I said, I was going through a really tough time in a corporate job. I was seeing, well, I still see my counselor, and she's the one that actually gave this to me. And this worksheet, actually, just so you all know, it's put on by the University of Denver. So the University of Denver put this together. So it is a great worksheet. It helped me a ton. And one other thing too, I put in the chat that really is important to me, that really rang with me when my counselor Leela said this to me and I'll go back to my chat just like say this. You want to feel supported in reaching your full potential. That was what was so key for me, is ensuring that, what, I am here supporting my employer, right, with their initiatives, but they also too need to support me in reaching my full potential. So that just hit me really hard, and ever since then, that's what I say. And like here, at PWN, now I'm in my dream job, I'm here to help people, and I'm here, Sam is here, right? We are here to help you all feel supported in reaching your full potential. So we're here for you. Please reach out to us. We're always there, to meet with you one-on-one, whatever. And do know that Sam, y'all need to know too that Sam does do one-on-one consultations with people. We've actually had a few people that he's done consultations with, and some of them have actually gotten jobs. My wife,
Yeah.
one of them, right? She's at a new hospital now. So I mean, some great stuff happening. So yeah, if that's something you're looking to do, please reach out at programs at PWN for PWN.com. And we can start the conversation from there. And then, of course, if you are somebody that's living with narcolepsy and IH or a caregiver, we do have a private community on the Circle platform. We call it NapChat Live. And you can join. It's free. It gives you access to all our resources and benefits, like the free e-learning courses. Especially, again, like earlier at the beginning, I mentioned how we are updating that program and have a huge catalog now that we're going to launch to the community. You all can take a part of that. Just join our community. Go to our website at pwn4pwn.org. Click the join here button and you will be in. So with that, all right, everyone, I will let you all have your evening back. It was great seeing you all. Oh, wait, there's just a new comment. Let me just adjust that real quick. Oh, that's just, you bet. You're very, very welcome, Solomon. And yes, Rachel, we
Thank
definitely,
you.
again, hope you recover very soon.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Rachel, I owe you a call. I just came back from India last week.
That's
I was telling
fine.
Alejandro, but I will absolutely, I want you to recover completely. We'll work together to make sure that we get whatever
Okay.
we need to get done.
Yeah, as you can tell, one of my values is dedication. Even though I'm in the hospital, I showed
Yes.
up.
Absolutely. You get 150 points for that. Just
Oh.
show up.
Nah. Yeah, it's been kind of rough. I miss home.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you'll feel better and you'll be
I
discharged.
am in jail. I actually can't even leave the room because I have an infectious disease.
Oh, yeah. When it gets
I
that
can't
bad.
leave the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody could necessarily get it from me because unless it's like it's only in my bladder, so but anyways, it's been rough and I look forward to some good sleep at home. But I sleep really good here. It's so quiet. But is there any way that I could find a list of the 32 strengths?
Gallup poll, I think he called it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Gallup.
it's a strength finder, Gallup Strength Finder.
Oh, Gallup Strength Finder.
Yeah, I will see if I can get a free version of it somewhere. I will
Okay.
look for it this week, and if I find it, I will forward it to you.
Oh,
And
thank you
also
so much.
we look forward to Sam's completed, worksheets. He'll send that to me, and then I'll post it. I'll do mine. I'll post mine. We'll make it a fun activity over on Circle. We'll
Oh,
do
that'll
it
be
like that.
great.
Yeah. It'd be
That'll
fun
be
to
great.
do that. Yeah, it'd be cool.
And thank you for all the well wishes. They worked.
You're very
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All
Hope you
right,
get better
everyone.
soon.
Y'all have
Thank
a
you.
great
Bye-bye,
evening.
everyone.
Great seeing
See
you
you.
all.
You
Take care.
too.
Bye
Good
bye.
night.
Great night.
Right.